us on First Alert 6 streaming, I'm Erin Hartley.
I'm Cerise Cole, along with meteorologist Jared Lansford, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. Everything is calm, cool though right now, but later today some thunderstorms could be brewing.
Yeah, nothing ominous, but just enough to be pesky. You know, the clouds kind of bubbled up yesterday. We got a couple showers from those. I think we could do the same thing today, but have a couple thunder showers with them. So let's talk about it. And you can see there's a little shallow fog out there as you look out across the Missouri River Valley. Nothing all that bad. That should go away pretty quickly and not be a huge headache. We're at 50 right now, dew point of 49. Those numbers close. That's why we're getting a little bit of fog around the area, but not nearly as bad as yesterday. This batch of showers dropping southeast, taking the clouds with it. So that means relatively clear skies to start off the day. We're a lot of lower 50s, couple of upper 40s, but overall, a pretty good start. I take the jacket with you to start the day, but you're definitely not going to need it all day. You might even be glad you had it later on this afternoon when one of those cooler showers go by. Wind is pretty much non-existent today. Gust up near 10 miles per hour, so not really a huge factor. It's good to show you this every once in a while when it's not going to try to knock you over, so good news there. Shower chances here after about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and a little greater than yesterday. Could even be a few thunder showers with these, and I got to stress too, yesterday and now even today, I think the conditions are right where we could have a couple of what we call cold air funnels. They're weak, they look ominous, they look scary, they rarely touch the ground. They're not going to be from supercell thunderstorms that would touch the ground and make tornadoes. They're something that kind of drops from these weaker, puffy clouds that'll develop just because of the way the atmosphere is set up with some cooler air higher up. So what'll happen is these clouds will bubble up, especially as we head towards lunch, and then we'll get up near 70 today, probably lower 70s. Watch what happens by about 3. I think the earliest would be at 1 o'clock, but a little more likely towards 3, 4, and 5. And you can see some of these little thunder showers here could produce what we call, like I said, a cold air funnel. Nothing that should reach the ground. The biggest threat's probably downpours from these. They go from north to south as they move through. 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Could have a couple still left by 7. 7 to 10, sun sets. Showers fade. There's not that much to worry about by 10 o'clock, and then the rest of the night is pretty quiet. Now, 3-day forecast shows 80 on Friday looks great there, 84 on Saturday. A couple more afternoon thunder showers thrown in the mix too, and if you total up the rain potential we have the next couple of days, again, downpours may get you 1/4 of an inch. We're not looking at big rain totals out of anything the next couple of days. So nothing that's going to help out a ton, but again, watch out for some thunder showers this afternoon and again Saturday afternoon.
Okay. Are we hitting officially June this weekend? Is it June 1 on Sunday?
On Sunday.
I want to say Sunday, yeah.
So as we get into June, finally we're getting that summer sunshine.
Yeah, it'll feel great. The pool's opening up all over the place. I think we're going to have a pretty good stretch of weather here for it. Now let me show you what we have happening here. There we go. The humidity is going to go up as well. Notice the muggy meter up here in the muggy range. Saturday, Sunday, I think Monday into Tuesday could have a pretty good spike with the moisture in the air. You'll feel that humidity, and the temperatures are going to line up as well with 86 on Sunday in partly cloudy skies. 89 on Monday, very, very close to 90. With the humidity, it might be a little tougher to hit that 90-degree mark, but a little bit of a south wind trying to help us out. Keep an eye on this day here. Tuesday's the next potential for widespread thunder showers. Could have a little strength with them. We'll keep an eye on this. I'll have more in just a little bit, but still some chances Wednesday and Thursday as well with our Stuff the Truck going on. But numbers have trended a little cooler around that Stuff the Truck event. After Tuesday, now some cooler air settling. Jared and I were talking, like it was a 5-10 degree drop on models behind the Tuesday stuff, so it could be pretty comfortable by the end of next week.
Okay, we like comfortable.
I'm a big fan of that. That's why I like this couch.
Yeah, it is comfy. It is comfy. All right.
Oh, sorry.
You haven't been sleeping. You've been working. There's a situation on I-80 I know you were trying to figure out.
Yeah, so we had a report. Sarpy County officials were saying there was a crash in the area. A little more investigation has yielded it's not a crash, but we do have something going on just past 144. So let's take a look at this. It's over on the right shoulder, and it's this vehicle that you're going to see here in a second. This truck here that is about kind of almost looks like, maybe this is just me speculating, but maybe a flat tire or something along those lines over on the right shoulder as you get just past 144th. So that's the situation that we're looking at. And so I've changed this from a crash icon to an alert icon. Just you want to be aware that that's over on the right shoulder as you head through there. And that makes a little more sense as far as how things have been moving through this stretch. Not too much of an impact, but you will notice that being there on the shoulder. Some slowdowns on 370 as you're heading westbound toward I-80. Keep an eye out for that. And then 144th has just kind of struggled all morning so far, right in the immediate vicinity of I-80. So that's a construction area that you're looking at with people trying to merge onto the interstate. I expect that probably gets a little worse here over the next half hour. This is definitely worse than yesterday. This is westbound I-80 approaching that construction zone into Giles, and pretty decent backups, near stopped traffic as you're getting just past L. So not doing very well through that one this morning. JFK looks a lot better than it did not too long ago. That's good news that we've seen improvement there. The bridge over the Missouri River on 480 has been slow as you've headed westbound, but mostly we've been moving along pretty well. We've just had kind of isolated incidents here and there that briefly slow things down, and then those go away. A little slow still on 30th right near Sorensen. That was a delay that we had earlier, but nothing that's major as far as that goes at this time. Of course, Council Bluffs here on the last couple days at school there, so exciting there. It's probably going to pick up for traffic near the schools next couple days, but keep in mind, next week it's going to be a lot smoother travel for you.
Yeah, it should be pretty quiet overall.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, thank you. In the meantime, a bill to restrict transgender athletes from partaking in sports in Nebraska is on its way to Governor Jim Pillen's desk. Lawmakers passed LB 89. Now, earlier this month, the bill was amended to remove the part that would have banned trans people from using bathrooms that align with their gender identity in schools and state buildings. Now, Pillen says the bill would lead to core victories for Nebraska's female athletes and ensure a fair playing field for all girls who compete.
Early this morning, Nebraska lawmakers also passed LB 415. The bill adds new restrictions to paid sick leave, which Nebraska voters approved last year. It does provide exceptions for young teens, temporary workers, seasonal ag workers, and workers at businesses with 10 or fewer employees.
Well, a bill that aims to protect Nebraska kids from social media and phone overuse has now passed. LB 504 requires technology companies to be more upfront with data collection. It also requires protection for kids who have social media apps. This bill looks to target technology addiction and targeted ads to minors. Now, once it's signed, the law will take effect January 1st of next year.
And a bill aimed at shrinking the Nebraska state government has also passed. LB 346 would end or reassign the duties of more than 40 different boards, commissions, committees, and councils. Speaker John Arch introduced the bill on behalf of Governor Jim Pillen. Right now, there are more than 225 government entities in the state.
All right, over here at the First Alert 6 Safety Desk with Marie Cade. Aldi shoppers, got to listen up. I love Aldi. You're going to want to take a listen to this, though, because this could be something in your fridge.
Yeah, there is an important recall that we want to first alert you all to. Santa Monica Seafood, they're recalling the 16-ounce packages of the Atlantic salmon portions, and these have the seafood stuffing in them. So according to the FDA, the product might have soy in it, and of course that can be very serious for people who have those allergies. So the salmon packages have a use and freeze by date of June 2nd. That's coming up. Luckily, though, there haven't been any illnesses that have been reported from this. But if you bought the salmon, you can return it to Aldi for a full refund.
Okay, good to know. All right, shifting gears, you have some good tips on how to keep one's body strong as we get older.
Yeah, as we get older, you think, oh, you might not feel as good as you used to, but there are some things you could do when you're a little bit younger to make sure that you still feel the best that you can as you get older. So more than 14 million adults fall every single year, but of course there are those simple exercises that can keep our bodies strong no matter what age we are. So if you want to incorporate resistance training into your workout, that would be a plus. Weightlifting and push-ups can build that muscle strength. Walking and biking can also get your heart pumping, and that can help with endurance, heart health, and blood circulation.
Overall, experts recommend 150 minutes a week of exercise and say it's good to mix it up and do a variety of activities.
You're also going to want to focus on different balancing exercises too. You can stretch and do yoga. Those are some good options to work on that core strength and coordination that we all really need.
Absolutely. Okay, Marie-Kate, thank you very much. We're back after this.
All right, we've been talking about all the outdoor events that are kicking up. Elkhorn Days, La Vista Days starting today. We have baseball tournaments starting this afternoon, so I'm really concerned about this rain chance today.
That's the struggle with these spotty thunder showers. It depends on how lucky you are, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see. You got a couple of thunder showers to watch if you're sitting out there at the ball field for a couple of hours. Hopefully you can stay dry. These are going to be very random. They should move in from the north, so watch that direction no matter what you're doing outside today, because some spotty thunder showers are possible after 1 o'clock as they just kind of bubble up from the puffy clouds that'll develop during the later morning hours. Now back to the 80s this week. It looks like a great weekend. Taste of Omaha going on across downtown by the riverfront again. So overall the weather looking solid for that. And then by Tuesday, we'll watch out for some storm potential heading into early next week. Now satellite and radar showing us rain moving off to the south, clouds pulling that direction as well. So we're starting with clear skies, right around 50 for many of us. A couple upper 40s, still holding on, but those should warm up pretty quickly here. Same story outside the metro too, 48 in Norfolk, couple there in west central Iowa too. There's your shower, and I should have put thunder showers on here. I think we got a couple of those possible after 1 o'clock. A little better odds than yesterday, I'd say. A few more on the map. I think at any point this afternoon could be a half a dozen little thunder showers on the map, moving from north to south. And also too, weak cold air funnels are possible. They're going to look scarier than they actually are. They rarely touch down. They're not part of supercell storms that could produce tornadoes, but you might see one or two of those. Snap a picture if you do. They're usually harmless and can look kind of cool off in the distance. Deck night forecast, if you avoid any thunder showers, I tell you what, pretty good one. Right around 70 degrees and low humidity. So let me show you how this plays out. Clouds bubble up. Notice by noon, we got more of these on the map. They're going to be a lot like yesterday. We just bubble up the puffy clouds by 3, 4 o'clock. Better odds of getting a thunder shower. Earliest is about 1, but I think by 3 or 4 you get a couple of these popping up. That's the story by 5. You can see just how random they are going from north to south on the map through 10 o'clock, probably at the latest. And then the sun sets and they lose their energy a lot. Now, over the course of the next couple of days, watch what happens. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. Every day just a little more humid. You'll notice more moisture in the air this weekend. You'll notice even more early next week. And you can see that coincides with some warmer air. possibility also, too, on Saturday, about the only chance of rain this weekend would be this little batch of thunder showers trying to drop in from the north and develop in the afternoon on Saturday. I don't expect much out of this, but you can see models still have it. It's best odds probably on the Nebraska side, so watch for 1 or 2 of these in the afternoon. In between, we should be able to warm to about 84 degrees while those are moving through. 86 Sunday and up near 90 on Monday, with the most heat and humidity lining up for that Monday time frame, the way things are looking as of right now.
Okay, but I think people want to know, does those warmer temperatures continue into the next week, the first week of June?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to feel a lot like June as we get it started. Trending a little cooler towards the end of next week, but again, back near 80 probably by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And it's thanks in part to this storm system that's moving through on Tuesday, trying to pull in a little cooler air behind it. We bumped the odds for rain up quite a bit on Tuesday, and you can see how we head towards Tuesday morning. That paused it here at 8:30. Pretty good expanse of rain in the area. Same story middle of the day and then into the evening. Could be a soaker of a day the way things are lining up right now with multiple rounds of showers and storms. And at the moment, the best odds for severe are down to our south in this yellow shaded area. That's where the greatest severe risk is. But watch for that on Tuesday. Next thing to first alert you to, if there's any severe weather potential, it doesn't really exist today, doesn't exist on Saturday all that much. And it's Tuesday of next week that we'll be paying attention to and keep you posted.
All right, Rusty, thank you. All right, Jared, so yesterday that fog was a hot mess. It was like pea soup out there. Today there's some fog out there, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah, it's like watered down broth today.
There we go.
So,
Good analogy.
yeah, you can see through the fog that's out there. A little bit more of it off to the north and to the northwest. If you're closer to Norfolk, you're probably seeing that fog, and you're going to be dealing with that as you're heading out and about. But a lot of the numbers yesterday were more about 1 or fractions. That's where you're looking at a pretty thick fog that's at place. A lot of 2 to 5 mile visibility, what you're seeing as we're starting off today. You can see some fog, though. There's what it looks like Epley at this point, kind of a hazy look. And you can see a little bit of it off in the distance here, 144th and Dodge. So keep that in mind. First alert to at least some visibility reduction, but not nearly as bad as yesterday. This is what it's looking like JFK. This camera may have just frozen on us, so the traffic is moving through that stretch, maybe just a little slower than normal, but it's a stretch you can get through. We don't have any big issues that have popped up this morning. I do want to quickly first alert you, though, to something that is a big deal that will be in place all weekend long, and that's the full closure of 480. That is scheduled to start 9 p.m. for Friday and last all the way to 6 a.m. for Monday, and it's for that continued Harney Bridge reconstruction. You're going to start doing some work to get the new bridge up and running there. So they have to shut the interstate down for that. And how you'll work your way around this for the weekend is, if you're trying to still go at least in this general vicinity, you can go northbound, exit at Harney. It's pretty straightforward. You just continue north there, and then you'll re-enter as you get past Dodge and go on your way. Southbound's a little bit more complicated. You exit here at Lincoln, and then you'll make your way down, eventually get over to Harney, and then you'll re-enter there. You'll get past that closure. So we'll keep reminding you of this as we get closer to that starting up Friday night. Of course, big impact with a whole lot of things happening in the metro this weekend.
Right.
Too.
I'm glad you gave us that reminder. I've been seeing the signs, so good job, Jared. All right, Catalyst, a collaborative office building for medical startups, is now open.
Yeah, it's the first business to open in a new economic district along Saddle Creek that looks to create a walkable space to unite UNMC with the community. Now, this is just part 1 of a 3-phase development plan. Now, the leaders of the project say this will serve as a hub not only for the students, but for entrepreneurs and for businesses.
I think it's going to help everyone. I think it's going to increase property values. I think it's going to drive more business. I think it'll start new businesses in the area that will, thrive because of the unique population that will be living and working here.
Well, the parking garage will be done by October. The entire district will be done in the next decade. All right, talking about unlocking an old memory.
Well, the great office gift known to boost morale that you may have forgotten about when we return on First Alert 6 Streaming. Welcome back, everybody. Well, Staples Easy Button is back. I know. And it's celebrating its 20th anniversary.
Yeah, the retailer's red icon, also known as EB, made its debut back in 2005. That'll make you feel old, right? It's the "That was easy" catchphrase. It became part of the pop culture, and millions of EBs were bought and placed in offices, classrooms, home offices, presumably for decor and for inspiration, right? But now EB will be appearing in some social feeds, offering insight of productivity and day-to-day realities of the workplace. Staples is also offering a free Easy Button for customers who make a minimum $50 purchase from now through June 7th.
Interesting.
Am I understanding that? How much are these going for?
I don't know. You just got to spend $50 and they'll give you a free one.
Okay, that's okay.
So it's $50. Anybody have an Easy Button?
You know, I bet if I look through my random box of stuff from whatever move we had last, there's probably in there.
It's probably a distorted voice at this point, right? It's so old.
I had one. Yeah, the murmur.
That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a good start to your Thursday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
I'm Erin Hartley. Let's start with a check-in on I-80.
And it is running a little slow this morning as you're making your way through that construction zone, and you may be saying, well, that's every day. Well, yesterday wasn't as bad as you went through this stretch. It's backing up pretty decently, though, as you're making your way westbound right around L. And eastbound, you're also getting delays as you're right near 144. There you can see some of the delays as people try to merge in. So it's stacking up. You want to have your patience as you head through that stretch. Mostly moving along pretty well. A couple minor delays showing up here on Dodge. Keep an eye out for that, but it's a pretty smooth start to our Thursday commute. Rusty.
Thanks, Jared. Out there right now, we have abundant sunshine, too, as the clouds are dropping to the south, taking any showers with them. But what will happen eventually is that the sun will heat us up and will bubble up some clouds like we did yesterday afternoon. And those, again, could produce some rain, maybe even a few thunder showers at any point after 1 o'clock, late afternoon into the evening hours. Watch for those. Very random. They'll move from north to south across the area. But there's not going to be any real rhyme or reason as to where these exactly pop up. So by lunch, you can see the clouds bubbling up. I think we could have a couple of these anytime after 1. And then you can see a few there, a little more prevalent by 3 o'clock. Very random and scattered by 5, maybe a half a dozen on the map at any one point. And then as the sun sets this evening, those should subside. But again, watch out for spotty thunder showers anytime after 1 o'clock today. Aaron?
Well, 2 people were sent to the hospital after a crash in Bellevue. Officers say a motorcycle and a car collided last night. The motorcycle driver suffered life-threatening injuries. The driver of that car suffered minor injuries.
It is 7:28, and we are back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.